Chris and Amber here. Welcome back to another episode of Woodmere Estate Revival. We are standing in Reed's bathroom. Amber's getting ready to do a little paint work in here. What you working on, huh?
Painting out just the wall.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Painting out the wall?
No, where we had to move the light fixture over. It wasn't centered where the vanity was going to be, so we had to move it over about 6 inches.
So you can see that little patch right there. So Amber's going to go ahead and touch that up. And then we'll be able to do all kinds of fun stuff in here, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to set Reed's vanity and what else?
Baseboards.
Baseboard.
And then move to Grant's room. I'm going to go trim the ceiling and wall out since we decided not to do crown in there. Or I guess I should say I decided not to do crown in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we'll put his vanity in and baseboards.
Okay, sounds like a plan. While Amber's finishing up a few things upstairs, I'm gonna head downstairs and go ahead and do a little cleanup work down there. Maybe start on a window or a door casing down there. And then we'll get to work on these bathrooms. Very exciting stuff.
Sounds good.
I know the kids are excited.
Yeah.
All right, so again, there's that patch. We did end up having to have the electrician come back and move that box because we want it centered over the top of the vanity here. So once we got our vanity set in there and got some measurements, we found that it was just a little bit off center. So we had them come back and move that. So get that taken care of. We're just gonna touch the wall up there. And then moving down the hall here to Grant's room. She's going to do a little touch-up work around the ceiling, where the ceiling meets the wall there. A little touch-up work since we've elected not to do crown molding. So she's gonna go ahead and get that touched up and get those lines nice and tight. And then she'll go ahead and pull up the paper, everything off the floor here, give the tile a wipe down. Then we'll be ready to go ahead and set the vanity. And I'm gonna make a list of all the plumbing fittings and everything that I need to go ahead and get all the plumbing hooked up. I'll need shut-off valves for hot and cold, shut-off valves for the toilet supply. All this stuff we'll need to get taken care of here. Let's mosey downstairs. One of the other exciting things we're going to try to work on today, hold that thought for a second. Amber was down here earlier this week. You can see the adjustable ladder set up on the stairs. Amber has worked on all of this nosing around the railing and got it all sanded down. And then she just did a test patch here on this top stair tread just to kind of get an idea what that's going to look like. So she's starting to get all of this stuff cleaned up so that we can go ahead and get it stained and polyurethaned before we put down any hardwood floors in this area. Last thing we want to do is get those beautiful hardwood floors down and then do something to mess those up. So she's been working hard getting this lower part of the railing, this nosing, all cleaned up and ready to go. Still a little bit of finished sanding work, and she's got to do some wood putty in a couple spots, but that's looking really good. And then these stair treads have seen a lot of wear and tear over the years, so she's gonna have to do a lot of sanding here to get those down to the point that they will look good. But I tell you, once that wood is stripped down, we get some fresh stain on there and polyurethane, I think it's gonna look really nice. So let's take a walk downstairs and see what's going on down there. See if I can trip over the ladder, fall on the floor. So last time we finished up, we were working down here. We got the crown and door casing done throughout the foyer. And that's looking very, very nice. It's great getting these finished up. We've got to do this opening here. Again, we're still waiting on some trim from our trim supplier to finish out this opening. And then I've got to do this opening here. We're waiting on a door jamb assembly from our trim supplier as well. We've got the old door that we saved, so we're getting a jamb made for it. Walking through the kitchen area here. The other thing we're going to work on today, we're really excited about this, is putting up the in-cabinet lighting in these cabinets here. This one is going to have glass doors. This one has a glass door. So we're doing in-cabinet lighting. And these are the LED lighting pucks that we're going to be using. So So we're gonna get those installed. Once that wiring is done, then we'll be able to go ahead and put up the trim around the top of the cabinetry, and that's pretty much gonna wrap up this space. Of course, I still have to do some outlets, you know, little projects like that, but oh, and we've got to do the shelves under this end. But other than that, this space is looking very, very nice. So can't wait to get that in-cabinet lighting done and get the molding and the crown up around this space. It's gonna finish this off really nicely. All right, so that about does it for the little tour and update here. We're gonna get to work, get some of this stuff knocked out, and we'll keep you guys apprised. Okay, so Amber's got the paint touched up there. And now we're going to go ahead and set the vanity in place. She pulled the paper back here and cleaned all this, got that looking spick and span. And cleaned the tub out, started getting it cleaned out from all the grout and thin set and everything from the tile job. It's looking a lot better. You're doing some good work, hon.
Thanks. The tub still needs finish, but
it does.
Get some sort of cleaner to get the bottom.
It's looking a whole lot better. That non-skid stuff will be a little bit more difficult to clean, but I'm sure you'll get it scrubbed spick and span. I'm excited to set this vanity in place.
Me too.
So we're gonna go ahead and kind of rough it in there a little bit, figure out where we need to drill our holes for our waistline and our hot and cold water lines. And then we'll go ahead and set it in there, get it all leveled up and screw it in, huh, babe? All right. All right, so I got my holes drilled through the back of the cabinet here to match up with our plumbing. We hope everything's gonna line up nicely. Little trick on this, so if you're trying to have a nice clean cut with your hole saw, is start your drilling from the back and go ahead and drill about halfway through, and then go from the inside and then put your pilot bit through the existing hole where it came through, and then finish your cut from the inside. That way your veneer and everything doesn't get splintered. Otherwise that stuff it's gonna get real jagged if you just push it all the way through the inside. So doing it from both directions like that allows you to mark the back of your cabinet and then drill through the inside to give you a nice finished look. We're gonna go ahead and set it in place and see how it fits. All right, so we got Reed's vanity sitting in place now. Don't have any screws put in it yet. The holes that we put in there were perfect, except for the hot and cold water supply lines. What I didn't realize when I marked the back of the box was that they were sloping downward a little bit. Whenever the plumber soldered them into that copper coated support back there, they were cocked upward slightly. So when I marked them, I drilled the holes a little high, and then when I shoved it back in there, it was putting those pipes in a little bit of a bind. So I was like, you know what? Better to just drop the holes down slightly. That way they're not flexed under any stress or anything like that. And got them in there, so looking good. We're gonna go ahead and get everything leveled up. You can see I got a shim under this end because we had to bring the corner of the vanity, this corner of the vanity, up just a little bit. So we've got it level going this direction and almost level, perfectly on bubble this way. I'm gonna bring that corner up just a hair more, and then we'll go ahead and fire a couple of big screws through the back of it here. And there's a trim kit that goes around the bottom that'll actually cover the end of that shim and the exposed ends on the painted plywood there. So good looking cabinet piece, babe. You did great.
Look what I just found.
Oh, hey, there it is.
Yes, there's the skirt.
Yeah, that is good looking.
Front.
Yeah, so we've been hunting that. We weren't sure where that was downstairs. It was in the box.
Oh, it was right in front of our noses the whole time.
Apparently right in front of our noses,
It
just
was.
under some stuff, huh?
Now, I had it in the pile with the legs that go with the island.
Ah, okay.
And then I realized that we only had 2 legs and not 4.
Oh, well, there you go. So that'll look nice.
Yes.
All right, so we'll get that set in place, make sure it looks good. But in the meantime, we got to run up and grab a couple of tools from the house and get some lunch.
Yes.
Sounds
Perfect.
good. All right, onward.
All right, so we had to bring the cabinet out and lay it down to attach the sink skirt. Couldn't think. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just glad that I found the skirt before we installed the cabinet, huh, honey?
Yeah, would have been a little hard to do afterwards.
Uh-huh.
I'm just glad I marked the holes right so I just didn't drill through the top of the skirt.
Yeah. It's actually different than I thought, but I like it. I just thought it was like flush with the cabinet. I just thought it was like a little piece. Didn't realize it was so beefy.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
Which I like it.
It's got a really nice look to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, time for some screws.
Okay. And we'll get it back in, huh?
Yes, ma'am. All right, so we got our vanity in, and the base looks very, very nice. We got that anchored in, and didn't manage to punch a screw through any of the nice trim pieces there, so it looks good. Got that screwed to the wall. We used three big cabinet screws there into studs and into some anchoring blocks in between the studs there, so that thing is not going anywhere. And then we got a couple pieces of base in, and that one looks really good. And I just had to coat this one and get it to run in between our cabinet in the corner over here. Got to get it nailed in place, and then we'll be ready to work on this little piece right over here in this little alcove in between the tub and the vanity. And then I guess that's it for now, huh, babe?
Yeah, because we can't do this wall until we get the door in.
Right,
So.
still got to put this door unit in, and we're going to wait till we start working on the hardwood floors before we put that one in, because that's got such a wide or deep jam that we're going to have to scribe it across the hardwood floors here in this opening to get to fit right. And so we're going to work on that one once the hardwoods are starting to go in. And so we can't case this door opening or put the baseboard in against the casing until that's done. So we're going to go ahead and get this piece nailed in, and we'll move on to Grant's bathroom, right?
Sounds good, yeah.
All right. All right, so we have moved over to Grant's bathroom, and we now have his vanity sitting in place. Looks beautiful, don't you think, hon?
It does.
So we got the holes drilled, got everything situated like we like it, and we put that piece on the front there, that trim piece. The skirt board really finishes it out nicely.
The only thing we have left to do is put this piece in to cover up that gap. And we
Yes,
figured
we
out
gotta-
how to do that, so we'll probably do that tomorrow. But
Got a piece of filler that's going to go in there, and that will tidy that up, and then we'll have a countertop that goes across the entire thing all the way to the wall.
yeah.
That way Grant doesn't lose things in between the vanity
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
and the wall. It'd be difficult to fish that stuff out, and then he's still got enough room on this side. Shower curtain and everything will slide right by there, so that'll be good.
Yep.
Nice catch, hon.
Thanks.
Just knocked the level over. Never snagged it. So I think that about wraps it up for this evening. We're going to go home, do a little research, make sure we got the right trim board to put in over here. And then we'll be back down tomorrow to tackle some more of this stuff bright and early. All right, so I guess that's going to take care of it.
I guess.
Are you going home?
I am. I'm tired.
Get some dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Put our feet up a little bit?
I don't even know what we're going to eat.
I don't either.
Oh, well.
All right, well, we'll see you guys tomorrow.